Hi there, what's up? Welcome back to Ecofundomics. And this is lecture 4 of data analytics using Excel. And today we are going to cover central tendency and dispersions. So if possible, we will cover both the topics in the same lecture. If not, I will divide it into 2 lectures. So data analytics is a certificate course and you can reach us to know more about it. We provide it individually or via an institution. So either your institution has to reach us if it wants us to conduct the course in your college or university, or you can join the course individually, but for that you need to register. So for more details, contact us at contact@ecofundomics.com. I am Shreya Roy, PhD in economics, and let's begin. So the book which I'm using for the course is known as Excel 101. Sorry. Let me share the screen. Okay, the book which I am using is Excel 101, authored by me and my colleague, Jyoti Agarwal, being edited by Ankita Singh. And more about Ecofundomics. Ecofundomics is an international education research and data analytics company serving knowledge across 156 countries as of August 2024. And we are registered under Ministry of Corporate Affairs, Ministry of Education, Ministry of Commerce and Industry, MSME, all Government of India. That's all for the introduction. Now let's proceed. So let's understand the basics of central tendency. So central tendency consists of mainly 3 parts. One is mean, second is median, and third is mode. So mean, median, mode. So mean basically is the average of given number of observation. In very simple method, basically, let's say we have the values 3, 5, 7, 11, and 15. We'll add them up like so, and then divide it by the total number of observation. When I say total number of observation, I mean the total number of frequencies or counts given. Like for example, 3 is my first observation, 5 is my second observation, 7 is my third observation, 11 is my fourth observation, and 15 is my fifth observation. Okay, so then mean is 20. Coming to median, median basically means if you have a range of data and if you arrange it in the ascending order, very important that you have to arrange the data in the ascending order. Okay, and then the middle observation is basically your mean. So for example, if there is odd number of observation, like over here, we have 5 observations. Okay, so if we arrange the 5 observations in the ascending order, and then we use n plus 1 by 2. If the number of observation is odd, you use n plus 1 by 2. Total number of observation 5. 5 plus 1 by 2. That is 6 by 2. That is the third observation. So my median is the third observation, which is the 10th value, 10 over here. Now, if it is even number of observation, then we do n by 2. For example, here we have 4 observations. So 4 by 2. Okay, so it's the second observation. So basically somewhere 4 or 5, like it is saying 4 plus 6 by 2, so 5. So basically, in very simple terms, we do n by 2 or n plus 1 by 2. There are other formulas definitely, like over here, we are showing over here that the middle two observation plus and divided by 2 is basically your middle value, and hence that is your median. Let's move to mode. Mode is basically the observation which has repeated itself the maximum number of times. So for example, over here we see that 9 has been repeated 3 times, whereas the others have been repeated either twice or once. So here my mode is 9. Okay. So that's about it. You can have multi-mode. It might be possible that 9 has also been repeated 3 times and 5, let's say, for assumption, has also been repeated 3 times. So your multiple mode is 9 and 5. Okay. Always keep that in mind. Let's talk about normal distribution. So normal distribution is basically also known as Gaussian distribution, which is a symmetry of the data, how well was or how beautifully the data is designed. So which has, I do not have a visual representation over here. So yes, if the data, so do not look at the variance, we'll talk about variance later, but if the data is represented in a bell-shaped or inverted U shape, we say that the data is normally distributed. So what is the condition for normal distribution? Mean should be equal to median, should be equal to mode. Okay, so if mean is equal to median is equal to mode, we say that the data is normally distributed. Okay, for example, over here, we see that the mean is 6, median is 6, and the mode is also 6. So we say that the data is normally distributed. Now let's come to standard normal distribution. Standard normal distribution is a special case of normal distribution in which mean is equal to mode is equal to, mean is equal to median is equal to mode is equal to 0, and the standard deviation is equal to 1. So the main criteria is that the mean should be equal to 0 and the standard deviation should be equal to 1. Okay, that's about it for central tendency. And now let's move to the Excel part. Okay, so the first thing that we are going to learn today is count. Okay, so count basically is needed, like I'll tell you. So give you a very good example. My supervisor, when we were working on a topic, artificial intelligence, he asked me how many missing values are there. So I saw that the data is for 5 years, let's say 15 to 2020. So 5 years, but the data is available, 6 years, 2015 to 2020, 6 years, but the data available is for 4 years. So I told him that there are missing values for 2 years. So how did I tell him? The basic and the simplest method is select the cells, and on the right hand bottom over here, you will see a count is being represented which says 6. So I know that there are 6 years, and in the next row, when I'm selecting my data, I see it is showing 4. So 6 minus 4, 2. So obviously the data is given for 4 years and the missing values are for 2 years. So that is the most simplest method of understanding how count works. But let us also understand the command. Okay. So is equal to COUNT. Open bracket, select and drag all the variables, all the observation numbers, close bracket, enter, 4. So we say that there are 4 values and 2 missing. Similarly, I am repeating on the bottom side, is equal to COUNT, count, open bracket, select the cells, close bracket, enter. So For 2015, we have 7 values, and next on 2016, we have 6, then 5, then 4, then 6, and 7. So that's about it. I hope there was no confusion with it. One method is you select the cells and on the right hand bottom, the number will be displayed. And the other method is is equal to COUNT. Okay, now let's understand minimum, maximum, range. So minimum means the smallest value in the number of observations you have. Okay, so over here, we see that we have 9 observations. Okay, so generally, you do not work with such little observations. You work with a lot of observations, and hence you might overlook 1 or 2 cells, and hence there might be a blunder. It is always good to use commands and formulas. Is equal to MIN, which stands for minimum, open bracket, select the cells or the observations, whatever you call it, close the bracket and enter. Okay, I am repeating for the next one, is equal to MIN, open bracket, select the cells, close bracket, enter. For maximum is equal to MAX, which stands for maximum, open bracket, select the cells, close bracket, enter. Is equal to MAX, open bracket, select the cells, close bracket and enter. Okay, the thing that we need to notice over here is minimum and maximum are needed to calculate mostly the range. Otherwise, you have very little purpose of minimum or maximum. So, to calculate the range, there is no such command or formulae which says range, open bracket, select the cells, close. There is no such formulae. So what do? Is equal to select the answer obtained for maximum minus select the answer obtained for minimum and enter. Repeating, is equal to select the answer obtained for maximum minus select the answer obtained for minimum and enter. So your range is 7 for this question and 6 for this questions. So the thing is that there are so many more exercises in our handbook. So if you wish to purchase the Excel 101 handbook, please write to us, DM us, reach to us in any way possible, comment down below, it's all fine. I think once you get the hands on with the exercises, you'll be good to go. Okay, now let's come to mean. Mean, as I said, also stands for average, and hence we use the command average. Is equal to AVERAGE, average. Open bracket, select the cells, close bracket, enter. Repeating, is equal to AVE. So we get the drop down average. I am double clicking on the formula, selecting the range, closing the bracket, clicking on enter. Okay, so that is how we get our mean. Moving to median. Is equal to MEDIAN, open bracket, select the cells, close bracket, enter. So if we had to do this manually, then we would have to arrange the data in the ascending order. But since Excel is doing it for us, we do not have to do this. Okay, is equal to MEDIAN, open bracket, select all the observations, close bracket, enter. Okay. Going to mode. Okay. So for mode, there are two things which we need to keep in mind. First, it can be a singular mode. Second, it can be a multi-mode. So for the very singular mode, it is not a big issue. You will simply write MODE, open bracket, select the numbers, close bracket, enter. So we got our answer 4. Okay. So now we see that even though 4 is 3 times, we also see 1 3 times. So we have a multi-mode situation over here. So we should get 2 answers. One should be 4, second should be 1. So what do? We select a lot of cells, then we type is equal to MODE dot MULT. Mode dot mult, open bracket, select the cells, close bracket, and you can press enter if your system supports that, but my system does not. So I have to click Control Shift Enter. So we see 4 and 1 has been reported, and since there were no other modes to report, hence they shared not applicable. Repeating, if you are looking for singular mode, you will write MODE, open bracket, select the cell, close bracket, enter. But if you have, I don't know which one has a multi-mode anymore, I'll have to look for it. This is 4, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I think this has a multi-mode situation. Okay, so select a lot of cells is equal to MODE dot MULT, open bracket, select all your cells, close bracket, Control Shift Enter. So 3 and 1 has been reported. Okay. Similarly, here 4 and 1 was reported, and the remaining cells become not applicable because there was nothing more to report. Okay. So far we have learned count, we have learned minimum, maximum, range. We have learned mean, we have learned median, we have learned mode, and we have learned multi-mode. Now let's move to normal distribution. What do? I have to calculate for mean, median, mode. Okay. Average, open bracket, select the cells, close bracket, enter. Median is equal to MEDIAN. Select the cells, close bracket, enter. Mode is equal to MODE, open bracket, select the cells, close bracket, enter. So we see mean, median, mode is the same. And as I said during the starting of the class, that if a data set has the same mean, has the same mode, has the same median, then we call the data to be normally distributed or symmetric distribution. Okay. However, if mean would have been equal to 0 and standard deviation we haven't learned as yet, but standard deviation equal to 1, we would have said that the norm distribution was standard normally distributed. Okay. That's about it. But for simplicity, if you can get a 0, 0, 0 over here, you can still say that the data is standard normally distributed. Okay. Now let's go into dispersion. Okay. Should we go into dispersion or should we end the lecture here for the day? I think we have learned a lot of things today. For this lecture, I think we can end the lecture. So what did we learn? We learned the theory on mean, median, mode. We learned about normal distribution, we learned about standard normal distribution, and we have learned about count, formulae for mean, max, range, formulae for mean, median, mode, and normal distribution. I think that's about it for this lecture. If you liked the lecture, please like and subscribe. And if you have any doubts, please get in touch. I will personally reply and clear your doubts. If you want to know anything about the course, if you want to know anything about economics, please ask. And if you are a student of mine, you know how to reach me. Thank you. See you in the next one. Bye.